What is up, my little Danos? Websisi, Yokos with the Helsinki Dragas, and I'm finally back after God knows who long to make a Draft League video once again, and I'm here to cover my one last tournament pool games and showcase the draft very briefly before we even get to those games. What I end up getting for this tournament as well, drafting wise, and you get to see right now on the screen very briefly like the lineup coaches that were taking part of this. There were 32 coaches in total by the start of it, and it's basically a tournament that during the pool games, as long as you win 2 games, you should be making to the next round. And there will be 16 coaches in the bracket section, and once you're in the bracket section, it becomes a 1 game and elimination game until there is only finals remaining. And because it's a prize money tournament, as you can see, even 3rd and 4th places do get prize money, so there will be also a 3rd place game besides the finals to be played as well. So that's roughly I guess the introduction for this whole thing. There are rules here in case you want to pause this and read them briefly over. Feel free to do so. I'm not gonna be going through this all too much because I think that it's gonna make the video too long, as it's going to be already by me showing all of my 3 games in the pool. And now we're gonna be going over the draft pool that I was in, mainly just covering my own section, and you can obviously see a little bit of what other coaches were drafting and who were in my draft pool at the same time picking. So my position going into this draft was the 3rd overall pick, which was actually really good, considering all things considered, because it basically carried me a very good mon to start out with, either being Iron Valiant, Miasgrada, or Tornado Stereo Terraform that was allowed in this tournament. And my expectation was that Miasgrada would be the one left off for my 3rd pick, and Valiant and Terraton would go before me, but that wasn't the case. Kirby actually ended up taking the Miasgrada, which was actually something I would have been liking to use. I was actually fully embracing the idea that I'm getting Miasgrada and getting a special breaking Terra to go alongside it, and I was quite excited about the whole prospect of it. But that wasn't the case. Kirby pulled a little surprise, I guess, in that regard, and took the Miasgrada over the Terra Tornado Stereo. And I'm like, you know what? Even though it's very cringy for me to take Tornado Stereo for God knows how many times after take a half a year of break from Wi-Fi scene, come on, it's allowed to Terra in this, and I have the 3rd pick. Of course I'm gonna be taking it. I'm not gonna be throwing, especially in a tournament like this, on my 3rd pick. So I took the Tornado Stereo, and afterwards I was just asking a few people that I know who are also actually taking part of this tournament. There was Addison, who unfortunately wasn't gonna be playing. I had Ricky, and I had who mentioning some of this stuff, Montai, and there was also Jesse. Mainly those people were mentioning you should be trying Tinglu Petserant alongside with Terraton, because they have seen those 3 Pokemon to go really well together in showdown scene wise, in a highly competitive level wise. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give them a try. I never used Tinglu or Petserant, so it works for me. And after that I just took Tinkaton as a reliable rocker besides Tinglu, just to make sure Tinglu is not pigeonholed to run Stealth Rocks every week. And then we added Cyclizar as a rapid spinner for the team, because it's important to get a rapid spinner for this team when it's heavily focused on hazard stacking in most weeks, or most battles, I should say. And then I added Dragonite, because it pairs really well as a late game cleaner in this kind of build, and also gives me that heavy duty boots multi-scale, like a failsafe if there's a Pokemon that I'm in a pickle of dealing with my other defensive guys. And the last 2 picks were just a budget picks of covering some sort of water type, which was Gleitzer on this case, which I do enjoy using every now and then when I have been drafting it, so I wasn't opposed to getting it. And Medicham has been a low tier fighting type that I've been eager to try. Even though it hasn't really seen almost any usage, I still want to cope and hope that there's something there in Medicham that you can use it as a breaker or a scalper. So that's pretty much the team in itself. And now we are gonna be going over the 3 games that I had in the pools that I was paired with Shroom Raver. I had Diet Tide, and I had A12 in my pool. So I had to win at least 2 games out of those 3 in order to make to the bracket stage. And in the order that I'm gonna be playing them will be, I'll be playing Dietite first, then I'll be playing A12 second, and Shroom Raver will be potential gatekeeper for brackets for me in the game 3 if I haven't won my first 2 games. So that's gonna be the games who I'm gonna be playing, and let's just jump into it. Alright, and now we're gonna be going through the team builder section versus Dietite. I'm gonna be doing this before each of the games as they're gonna be happening, so you get to see a little bit of like what my sets were going to the game and the game plan behind it. So starting off with this, as you can also see my opponent's roster on the right side of the screen, I went with a physical Tornado Stereo with Terra Electric with Choice Scarf to cover me to outpace a Darkrai and getting a nice U-turn chip on it, because it should be doing over half to it, which was nice. Then he gave me a physical Terra Blast Electric to hit the Ogerpon Wellspring, which also made it so that I have a lot easier time revenging it. And being Choice Scarf, it also meant that I can revenge kill Ogerpon if it had a Trailblaze up. So it was mostly like a speed control, and being Terra Electric meant that static from the belly port wasn't ever gonna be a thing, which was important as well. Then we have a defensive weakness policy Tinglu, which was like a surprise breaker going to his team, because he actually doesn't low-key deal with Tinglu defensively too well-wise. Like if I had a Crocodile, like my goodness, he would have done a field day into his team. But we have Tinglu instead as a ground dark type. And I'm running Facade funny enough there as well to cover like a Will-O-Wisp from Darkrai, and Ruination is still nice, like a safe move to click before the weakness policy is proc to get a 50% shift on something. So that's the Tinglu. Then we have a Lyclay, mostly especially defensive Tinkaton to be a soft check to Darkrai, even though I don't touch it with this moveset, but I don't expect him to stay in until he sees my full moveset. And I have Knockoff, Light Screen, Stealth Rock, and Thunder Wave. Behind the idea with the Lyclay Light Screen is that if I'm able to get rid of the Ogerpon Wellspring early, the pets around behind a Light Screen can do quite a good of number with the set that I have, because I have like a Nasty Plot set here in the pet route as you're gonna be seeing next. Thunder Wave, just a general speed control, hopefully outslowing his pets around. With the Thunder Wave and making sure my can outpace the Guarantee or my Dragonite, and it also helps me to slow down things like I don't know, Darkrai, or literally anything that isn't belly port I can Thunder Wave. Like he doesn't have a lot of Thunder Wave immunities on his team per se, so I figured that would be nice to have. Then we have Petserant, basically a setup set as you can see with the Citrus Berry, but still Bold Nature to be like a soft check I guess to Ogerpon if the plan doesn't go through what I have with my lead, which you're gonna be see at the last Pokemon that I have. I contemplated running 4-play on this set, but I also really wanted to see if I can pull off a scenario with this Petserant that if I am behind a Light Screen and I have a Nasty Plot up, he doesn't really have a lot of great answers to this thing. So I figured that I'm gonna take the riskier route that gives me opportunity to win if my game plan goes through and I'm able to eliminate the Ogerpon Wellspring early. Versus me. Then we have Life Orb Dragonite, just a mixed attacker because his team deals with physical setup or Banded Dragonite really well, like it just didn't feel great to run it to begin with. So I went with a mixed breaker set that would hopefully open up the team for my Choice Scarf Tornadoes, it opens up the team hopefully my Petserant, and it gives me Life Orb Extreme Speed still as a form of speed control outside of Taunty to revenge kill or clean out the game if the conditions are met for it. And then the last set and my dedicated lead set into this matchup, which is really crazy because it's a Bandit Cyclizar versus a Petserant team, or even Avalaka on top of it as well. But the whole hopium that I had with this set was that I was really expecting him being Dietite to lead with his Ogerpon Wellspring, because I did a lot of like, I guess, scouting of his prior games in Generation 9, and there was a good portion of the games that he liked to lead with a breaker lead that had a decent matchup versus everything basically, and allowed him to get a very strong offensive beginning to the battle. So I was hoping to catch him off guard with this set basically to guarantee kill the Ogre Pawn turn 1 when he expects me to not to have any way of killing him. And if this would go through, it opens up the pets around late game so much because I get rid of the huge physical threat to hit it. And everything else on the team would be special attacking. And then the light screen from Tinkaton would work really nicely with my rest of the team. So that's gonna be the team. And now let's go and see how the battle turned out. That I was blocking his team with the team preview, but yeah, he's bringing Darkrai, Ogre Pawn, Terrapagos, Petsaran, Bellibolt, and Avalok. He leads with the Petsaran. Okay. Wouldn't call the ideal lead here. I think I wanna hard swap and not give him information of being choice banded. And going to my Tinkaton here. Worst case scenario would be if he parting shots here. I think that's the one that I worry the most of. He does parting shot. So that is definitely a scary scenario. It wasn't necessarily what I was hoping to see out of turn 1. As the Mesprit comes in. Now I don't have greatest switchings to this guy, to be frank. Do I have to stay in with this and try to paralyze it? I think that's what I have to do. I have to hard swap into my Petsaran here. As he's gonna terrorize this, so it's not gonna be Terra Avalok anymore, it's gonna be Terraing the Mesprit. I didn't wanna risk my Tinkaton there, because there was a solid chance he could have just O-called my Tinkaton, and then I would lose my Stealth Rocker and my Light Screen support. As he goes for a sub. Do I have to just Malice and Chain here, or do I have to Nasty Blood? If he's sub, can he afford more Encore here? I think I have to Nasty Blood and hope he doesn't have Encore. Because he should have Player Off on this set as well, so it's like sub SD. Ivy Castle Player Off. So I need to break this thing up. And then go for Malice and Chain. He goes for Ivy Castle. We live it. I'm probably gonna preserve this. And I'm gonna hard swap into my Cyclizar. Because this thing is important to deal with the Avalok as well. So I think I have to let this guy... I have to let something go down, but it cannot be my Petsaran. I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, Charles will die here into Ivy Castle because it's +2 and most likely Adamant. Yeah. So my only play here is honestly hoping that my Taunty kills this at this range. I want to make sure I get a chance to lock my move. Terralize button. And we go for a physical Terrablast Electric. I cannot play around this thing and expect like Bellibolt to come in. I need to hit what is in front of me. He does withdraw. Most likely the Bellibolt, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, the Ogre Pawn is a huge threat to my team, and I didn't even like a physical defensive Petsaran with 4-play had huge issues with dealing with that. He doesn't know necessarily that I'm choiced on this, because I'm not showing like choice bandit damage. I could see him going for a Toxic here. Like, he's expecting my Tinglu to come in. How do I want to go about this? I could go hard into Tinglu right now. But it doesn't provide as much progress right now. Tinkaton would be the other option to expect the Toxic. I'll go to Tinkaton expecting the Toxic. This is definitely gonna Toxic expecting Tinglu. I don't expect him to Volt Switch here. Wow, he Volt Switches in front of Tinglu. Well, not in front of Tinglu, but potentially in front of Tinglu. And here comes this guy again. Yeah, that Volt Switch damage is quite unfortunate now. How can I deal with these pieces still? He may go for a substitute again. I may have to use Dragonite here to like a soft check this. I don't see another way out of this. The Dragonite doesn't look as amazing because there's the Avalok still. He does Ivy Castle Raw. I feel like that kinda has to be the play. If he goes into Petron, then I Draco. He does withdraw. Might be the Petron. Marshmallow. Avalok. Okay. I do decent chunk to it though. This is also an opportunity to get you healthy, but I have a Draco here for a reason. I'm gonna go for it. It doesn't kill. It doesn't kill. You can really tell that I'm very rusty. This tournament is not gonna go well for me. I'll go into Taunt. Surely that thing is so low. Surely U-turn kills this, because he was especially defensive. I think I just go for a U-turn here. Yeah, U-turn kills. So I guess not a 6-0, I suppose. That's good. Terrapagos, I need to get rid of the Wellspring. Because I can take any one hit from that Ogre Pawn, and I can kill it back. He knows this thing gets Whirlwind, so he should expect that. But I'm gonna press Earthquake. He does Ivy Cudgel. We should live this. Yep, as we do. And now we kill this back. This guy did so much work into me. But I should be happy to take this thing out here, yeah. So it's not all over per se. The main thing what I would have to do is to get up a light screen with my Tinkaton. And then find an opportunity to get up a light screen. As the Terrapagos comes in. I'll just try to break this thing's thingy. He does go for the Terra Starstorm. As we live, let's go. And we are able to break the Terra Shell here. Which is gonna do a lot of damage still through that, because that was a critical hit. But for now, surely I should just focus on killing this. Okay. So, we have opportunities here of getting my Tinkaton in. Honestly, probably gonna go for light screen first. Yeah, I think that's... We have to get up this light screen up to deal with the rest of the guys. So I believe I'm gonna light screen first. Then I'm able to thunder wave it down as well. We're gonna light screen first. He is faster than me. And now... I think I have to thunder wave this. Knowing that this thing is so fast, I need to make sure my Petron outpaces it. So let's go for a thunder wave here. It does pretty much nothing. There we go. And then pretty much I could go for Stealth Rocks to get that initial chip if I think it's necessary. So I think I'll do. He does go for Earth Power again. The next one will take me out. But I'll go for a knockoff for just a little bit more chip. Remove whatever item it had. Heavy duty boots. Go figure. Okay. He manages to get the rapid spin off, but it's fine. So now that the light screen is up, I have to go into pets around. We go for a recover. As the earth powers. Doesn't do a whole lot. How many turns of light screen do we have? 3 more turns. I could nasty plot here, just to get rid of this and be relatively high health. That allows my taunt to come in potentially as well. I think I wanna preserve my screen's turn, so I'm gonna go for the Malignant Chain here. Ah, he doesn't take it out. I mean, I can still recover for this turn. To be a very high health. Yeah. And we just Malignant Chain here. To take this thing out. It didn't really go as ideal, because it took quite a bit for me to get up the... Yeah, there comes Darkrai. I still need to preserve this. So I think what would have to happen is that I go into Taunt hard here. Because this is the only thing beating the last 2 guys, especially the Bellypop. So I think I'm gonna try to like swap here and see what he goes for. Dark Pulse does a lot. It may not even kill. But I think I have to go for a crit here. Crit Focus Blast in order to win. Ah, it doesn't kill it. I get this Bedef drop, but it won't matter. So that's gonna be a good game for Diet Tight. Alright, and then we are off to our second game versus A12, which is gonna be a basically make or break for me, because I lost the game 1 to Diet Tight. If I lose this game, I'm basically out of in a contention make it to the brackets, and then I only have 1 game remaining to in this tournament versus Room Ravers, so we gotta lock it in. And versus A12, you can see his roster on the right side. I'm bringing a Terra Fairy, Tornado Starion, as predictable as it is versus Urshifull Single Strike. I just have to do it, and it makes sense, and it's strong into his team. I gave it a Southwest because he also makes me a very good check into Iron Bundle as well. And then I'm running Terra Blast, Focus Blast, Knockoff, and U-Turn. Just the general good coverage and utility. between these moves, and that's pretty much straightforward with that. Then we have Choice Banded Dragonite, which can either function as a breaker early, if nothing is turned into Terra Fairy like the Trevenant or the Gliscor that are able to Terra from his side. And if one of those two do end up being a Terra Fairy, then this becomes more like a cleaner with the extreme speed in the back, and then other two Pokemon that I have on this builder will be functioning more as a breaker into the build that he has a Terra Fairy mon on his roster. So that's pretty much the Dragonite, kind of like a dual purpose depending on what he brings. Then we have Air Balloon Petzeron with Dual Stab, and again Nasty Blood set. We are Air Balloon because we want to cover like a Terra Normal Gliscor for not to be too big of a threat into dust right from the hop. And then we have Hex over Shadow Ball because we want to hit the Gliscor while it has the Toxicroak intact on it as well, to hit it a lot harder if it's not terralized into Terra Fairy. And if it's Terra Fairy, then the Maledicent Chain becomes super effective, and it can potentially even kill the Gliscor if it's physically defensive. So that's pretty sick from Petzeron's side. Then we have Mr. Lu, who is here just for the paycheck, a very standard set. There's nothing really need to be explained about this set. Spikes, Whirlwind, Dual Stab. He's just here to do his job, you know. Nothing too crazy there. Then we had Tinkaton with Citrus Berry Pickpocket. This is like another soft check to the bundle, giving me also Stealth Rocks, another knockoff mon for the be able to eliminate leftovers or heavy duty boots or whatever he's gonna be holding. All of those will be important to get rid of. Thunder Wave just able to slow things down if I get an opportunity to do so, and play it off just to hit the Urshifu and Halucha as well. And then the probably the mon that I was most excited to bring to this game once I changed it. Thank you for Montai to pointing this out right before the game was happening. This was originally gonna be Cyclizar, but after talking to Montai, he was like, you know what, Clyzer probably can provide you more progress even if you make like a Salt Vest or something. And I liked the idea right away, and then I was like, you know what, instead of being a Salt Vest, I'll make it just Choice Specs. Because realistically, he just doesn't swap into this 4 attacking moves that I get access to. Sludge Wave is just to cover like any potential Terra Fairy from his side. Otherwise, the first 3 attacking moves covers his entire team. So that's gonna be the team versus A12, and let's go and see how that one turned out. Okay, we are about to be ready to search with A12. He mentioned that he is bringing a Terra Fairy Gliscor, and by default he is also not bringing his other Terra Captain being Trevenant, because he didn't mention it here at all. So fully expecting the top guys to show up, so I'm gonna already write down like Ushifus, Haluchas, even though I don't see the team preview just yet. I'm expecting Rotowash, I'm expecting Bundle, and I'm expecting Galar Slowking. And yeah, that is the top 6, so it makes all sense here. When it comes to for myself, I do want to lead with my Tornado Sterian just to get my Terra off. The Gliscor being Terra Fairy is actually decent for me in a sense that now my Petzeron can allow itself to proc its Air Balloon in a pinch if needed to. It does allow me to use it as a swapping as well in the Gliscor initially, because he protects me from obviously from the ground type attack. So I think that's just gonna be it, then we just get it going with it. Take it or leave it, I guess. What's the better outcome here? Obviously I wanna try to give myself chance to make it there. He does lead with the Galarian Slowking, which makes sense, because Tornado Sterian is a very obvious lead, but I'm not too scared about this lead per se, because I always have a safe swapping into my Ting Lu. I could also hard swap it, well, not necessarily hard swap, I obviously always Terralize here. And I could like U-turn into my Tinkaton as well, technically. But we definitely Terralize here. I want to get the Terra off, and now I'm able to protect myself better versus the Urshifu, as well as the Iron Bundle. Since I'm not weak to Ice anymore, I'm not weak to Stealth Rocks, and now I'm able to resist Urshifu's stabs. Now I don't want to hard swap into the offensive guy that I wanted to use here. I would go into Tinglu. Because this is mainly the guy that I really need it for. If he does go for some sort of like trick, then so be it. I don't want my Tinkaton taking that. He does go for Flamethrower. Fine by me. As we have our leftovers to cover from that. And I'm glad I didn't go into my... Tinkaton there then. So I have a turn to go for a spike to understand if the Hawlucha is running defog. If the Hawlucha hard swaps in here, it gives me opportunity to maybe go into my Petsurant and try to put some offensive pressure that way. I could also go into Dragonite. I could also go for Ruination, but if the Rotom Wasp comes in, he could easily Pain Split, and that could mean negative things for me. So I think I'll go for a spike for now. As he does go for, I would assume, a aggressive play of getting a slow pivoting move here. Yeah. Which is fine by me. I could have tried to punish for that, because I know Montai mentioned to me he likes to make some aggressive plays here, but for now I'm okay with this. Because if Hawlucha comes in, he has to probably go for a defog here. Yeah, that's the Hawlucha. I'm fully expecting defog to come from here. But that gives me opportunity to make a aggressive play, which could be honestly like going into my Dragonite and go for a Bandit Dragon Claw, because the Gliscor is not terrorized yet. I could also go into my Petsurant here, which can go for a Nasty Plot, and then he doesn't really have a good way to deal with it. I like Dragonite here, because I do think he's gonna go for a defog. The way he's gonna bring it in. If he goes for a Sword Dance, then I have Multi-Scalmon in the field already to deal with it. He does go for a defog. Kinda figured that would be the case. And now I honestly just wanna go for a Bandit Dragon Claw, because I will be able to get a big hit on the Gliscor, and when it comes in after, I can pretty much go into my Petsurant after. So I'm gonna press a Bandit Dragon Claw here. He does go for a U-turn. He's able to break my multi-scale, but I'm willing to do this trade in order to get a huge damage on Gliscor. So we have seen Chilly Reception, so it's not Assault Vest. Oh, he goes hard into Bundle. Oh my. Okay. That's actually huge, because now I am able to later on pick this off with a extreme speed, so I'm very grateful for that exchange. And now I'm definitely fine with trading the multi-scale being broken, because that happened. And here, to be honest, I have no reason not to go into my Tinkaton here. It is my dedicated answer to this. He may see this coming and go for a flip turn, but that's all fine by me. Again, like trading that damage on the bundle is fantastic for me. I wanna say it's at around like 45% currently. This may give him opportunity to go into Gliscor and activate his Toxic Orb. I could see that happening. If he goes into Rotom Wasp, that could be annoying. That sounds like Gliscor. Yeah. He's gonna use this opportunity to get the Toxic Orb off. I'm gonna just go into my Petsurant here. I'm not gonna think too much about this. I definitely wanna guard my Tinkaton. If he goes for Hazards, I can Hazard stack back him and it force him to defog, so I'm not too worried about that. He does go for Earthquake, but we are on Air Balloon, so that will not affect us, which is pretty cool. And now, to be honest, I have a pretty free Hex to hit here, because he will take a lot of damage from it. I could also make a very aggressive play, go for a Nasty Plot or Malignant Chain. But Hex is pretty free here to chip this Gliscor down. He doesn't also want to Terralize here at all in front of this guy, so in that sense it's pretty good. I'm gonna go for the safe Hex play for now. He does hard withdraw. Roto washed. Okay. That's fine by me. Do I see leftovers from you? I don't see leftovers, so I may have to worry about a trick set. I may have to use my Tingatong here to scout, even though I do want to keep it healthy, but I do want to scout for a trick, because this Pets around is a very good mon into him, so I want to make sure I have it around just fine. We see a Thunder Wave, okay. Thunder Wave isn't the worst thing in the world, because now if Roto was ever pivots out, he will pivot out like fast, essentially. I feel like Stealth Rock is the play for now. He does go for the Volt Switch, as we get about Stealth Rocks, cool. So if now he would make a double into what I made a play earlier with my Petsurant, now he would have to take Stealth Rock damage. I think I'm still fine going to Petsurant, even though I've revealed originally what I do, because if he goes into Urshifu, I'm not too worried. Yeah, I think we just play it safely for now. When I say safely, as in like do very repetitive plays for now, because I do have the Stealth Rocks up now. And his Defogger doesn't really like dealing with me. He does go for his own rocks, okay. So now he has rocks up on my side as well. So if I ever get my Tinglu in, I'm able to go... Oh, I could see what the Rotom is actually. He might be actually the cover cloak to cover my Petsurant set. I could see that being his set. Yeah, I could see it being actually cover cloak. Okay, Rotom was. I think I go for a Nasty Plot this time around. Because now that I've seen the Rotom is Thunder Waving. Oh, he goes into cloaking right away. Okay. He may have thought that I went for the poison move there, but now I have a pretty strong move to here to click, and even though he may have Psychic to hit me, getting a huge Hex off on this guy can be pretty big. Because it will further weaken him down, and this thing is one of the things that is stopping my Tornadoes to be able to freely press moves. So I'll just go for Hex here. Oh, he's a Cassib Berry. Okay. That will do very little. He does go for Psychic. We have decent amount of Spadef investment. And we do take it just fine. He gets the Spadef drop though. That is unfortunate. Because if he's max Spadef, I'm doing 53 to 63. So there is a roll where I can take this thing out. And Hex is otherwise pretty good. Yeah, I think we commit to the attacking move here. Hopefully it just takes it out. Let's go! We take it out! Yes! That was a damage roll, but I'm so happy we got it. Slowking being gone like that is huge for rest of my team, particularly Tornado Stereo, because that was the main fairy resist on his team. And there comes the Urshifu. Do I want to preserve this anymore? Where can I get this thing healthy? This thing can help me dealing with the Gliscor if he's a slow set. I think I'll go into Tingatong to scout his move. He might go aggressive Poison Jab. Or he's gonna hit what is in front of him and Wicked Blow. I don't see Close Combat being his play. Wicked Blow, yep. Critical hit, of course. And if he attacks me again, I will take his item. Yeah, I take its Choice Scarf, let's go! Choice Scarf is mine now. Which obviously doesn't help this set at all, but I was able to eliminate Urshifu's Choice Scarf now from there. That could be a play. I think I'll do that. I think he has to press Close Combat to take me out. Poison Jab would be insane, cause I'm clearly could be sacking this. He does go for U-turn instead. That's fine though. I can regenerate that back. So now I have a sack into bundle, which is important. which is definitely gonna... Well, I do have technically 2 sacks right now. Don't take it out of the context. Okay, Rotovas does come in. He's taking Stealth Rocks, so I should be able to U-turn here. Get a little bit more chip on it. Now, I did say I had... Like, I could honestly now sack my Tinkaton here. Yeah, that's probably the play. As unfortunate as it is, having to sack him on here like Tinkaton, that could have been preserved for later. He does go for Thunder Wave. I'll just go for Play Rough for now. I'm not gonna play around with this. I can still try to preserve this thing if I want to, but I'm realistically sacking this. He goes into Urshifu, what? Insane play, you sack Urshifu there. I was literally writing you down on my shoulder, but never mind, I can delete the Urshifu from my shoulder. You don't have it anymore, buddy. You just literally let me have it. I guess you didn't really want to risk like an Ice Hammer there. You really just didn't want to risk that. And I don't need Tinglu for anything else. I think I'm gonna make a Cressy play into my Tinglu. Because I don't want it to Sword Dance. If it's Sword Dance Taunt, then it's not Agility. But he might just go for like Earthquake. But he revealed Stealth Rocks area. He shouldn't be like a setup set anymore, to be fair. I'll just go for Ruination for now. That's still something. He may go for into his Alucha, which is the case. Your Heavy Duty Boots. Okay, so your Boots Lucha. Yeah, I think for now, I think Tinkaton might be fine to be sacked here. I do have Extreme Speed on Dragonite as well. He does go for Defog. That makes me think Bundle is definitely not Boots then. Well, does it really matter? I just press Play Rough. I should die this turn if he has close combat, he does. Okay. So the Bundle is definitely then not Boots, because he really felt like he needed to defog there. I don't hate the idea of just going hard into Dragonite and just press a button here. That is guaranteed damage, and a lot of damage to anything. Because again, the Gliscor hasn't terrorized yet. So I feel like again, just pressing Dragon Claw should be fine. Getting rid of this Halucha is good. I could also go for Extreme Speed in case I want to preserve health on this. But I'm not sure if that's important. Because I just want to hit the Gliscor as hard as possible for coming in. And after that I can honestly just pivot out. Even into Tinglu, funnily enough. I could also, to be honest, Extreme Speed here. Maybe having the health on you could be important. I'm gonna Extreme Speed. I think health might be actually important. He does withdraw. It's the dragon. It's the Gliscor. Okay, so going for a... Okay, that's definitely like fully physically defensive then. I think the play is Gliscor and pressure this thing out. He shouldn't realistically stay in with it. I gonna force a kill. I expect Stealth Rocks to come out. He does Terrorize as well. And now that he actually Terrorized, it means I can press Sludge Wave instead. And that means that also you staying in won't matter. So this makes my like next button to press a little bit easier. He does go for raw Terra Blast here. We are not that bulky, but yeah, we should take it well enough. And I think just pressing Sludge Wave is still fine. It should do a lot. I'm not gonna overthink this play. He does go for a Protect, so he's gonna Scout. This will definitely make him not wanting to stay in. So I'm glad he Terrorized there, to be honest, because if I would have locked into a move there, that would have been a little annoying, but like into any other move. But because he's Terra Fairy now, he lost his Poison Resist. And I'm Joy Spec's modest Gliscor, baby. Like, I'm not sure if anything really wants to take this too well. It does mean that unfortunately my Dragonite is a little bit now limited to clicking buttons until this Gliscor is worn down. He does go into Rotom Wash. How well do you take this? Not too well. I think we make the Tinglu play and call the electric move. I don't want to risk being faster in this case because Gliscor is quite valuable to me. I did put a speed on it in case I would need it, but for now I think it's better to like scout for this. He does Pain Split. That is unfortunate. But I can Ruination it back down, and I'm very especially defensive with this. I'll go for Ruination regardless. As he goes for a Hydro Pump, he misses, unfortunately for him. As I get my Ruination off and get this thing back low. And having this Roto was still low isn't very important for me. I think I Ruination still in case he Pain Splits, yeah. I need to trade HP with this Roto was in order to open my endgame even with Tornado Starion a little bit better. Go for a Hydro Pump, he could still try to go for a Pain Split, but Ruination is kinda neutralizing that play as well. So I think I keep spamming this and wanted to make sure that this thing stays low. He does go for a Pump and lands, which means that he cannot no longer gain much of anything from a Pain Split. In case I don't die to this following hit or he misses, I could go for a Spike just because the Gliscor can now take that chip. I will go for a Spike in case I live this. I do not. But the Rotom Moss is now very, very low. And I think it means that I can go freely into my Tornadoes. And Terra Blast should take you out. I think I'll just go for Terra Blast though. I don't imagine him preserving this anymore. Yeah. I don't think he should preserve that thing anymore, because he needs Gliscor as healthy as possible. Yeah. So the Rotowas is dead. Which I'm very happy about. And I'm a Saltfish, so I can take on Iron Bundle just fine as it is. The only thing that I don't take on too well with this Taunt is the Gliscor, but he doesn't know if I have Poison Move or not. Or even if I'm like a setup set, frankly. He doesn't even know I'm a Saltfest yet, so it could always be scary for him to go into that. So he does go into Bundle. So I should just go for attack here. I just Terra Blast always here. As he does go for Ice Beam, we should take this fine, as we do. And Terra Blast goes off. We did not get frozen. Huge! And that takes out Iron Bundle. Fantastic. And for now, I wanna say my better mon to deal with you. I think Petsaron is just the play to suck here. I could have actually U-turned there. I don't know why I didn't press U-turn. Maybe I'm bluffing being choiced, I guess, at this point. He goes for rocks. Okay. So, in a sense that I happen to be faster than this, which there's always a chance, if he's fully physically defensive, I can get a huge hit off on you right now. And I am faster, let's go! Big damage! Oh my god, big damage! We just kill you right out now. Let's go, Petsaron. Oh my god. What a fantastic speed creep I did. Like yesterday. Okay. And there is only Halusa remaining. I'm not messing around, I'm just pressing the chain again. He goes for Defog. I mean, I guess he's kinda like understood that that's the game. Yeah. And that's gonna be the game. And then we have the game 3, which is gonna be actually a very meaningful game for both, for me, thankfully, because I managed to beat A12 in game 2, but also for Shroomraver, who is gonna be having his second game for this tournament, and he lost his game 1 similar to me. So he's in a position that he has to win to keep his hopes alive for pools, or making to the brackets out of the pools, I should say. And for me, this is the final game, and if I win this, it means I'm currently out of the pools to the brackets in itself. And that's a lot of pressure for both of us. And Shroomraver has had my number at the couple of 2 occasions we have played. Some RNG, they were involved as well, but you know, that's outside of both of us our control. The fact states that he has had my number and he's won both of those games, so you cannot deny that aspect of it. So there was a little pressure from that, and be like, okay, hopefully this time Shroomraver doesn't do the same to me, and I'm gonna have a little sour taste on my mouth if I lose this one the way I lost the other 2. But all that aside, we are going to this matchup looking at a Terra Crown Mirror Herb Tornado Stereo with a Nasty Plot set. This was a set that I'm probably like, out of these pool games, I was probably the most proud of this set, considering the matchup, how it was planning to go through, hopefully. Which is that we have Mirror Herb. In case you don't know, it allows me to get a stat boost from opponent and copy it if they do get any. And it also works on Okerbond when they terrorize. So if Okerbond tries to revenge kill me when I'm Terra Crowned and it's terrorizing, or has terrorized, instead of outpacing it, me, thanks to its speed boost, I will be outpacing it because of the Mirror Herb. Unless he's Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf Okerbond is the only thing that I have to worry about with this set, which is very unlikely into my team, but it was still back of my mind, so I have something still to hopefully cover that a little bit before that situation would occur to cover it in itself. But otherwise, we are just Terra Blast Crowned, Icy Wind and Sludge Wave with Nasty Blood. This should cover his entirety of the roster. I was contemplating running Dark Pulse as well somewhere here, just to be able to hit like Drift Beam harder or cover like Air Balloon Metacross, but I figured that, you know what, no, these 3 attacking moves should be the perfect coverage versus the 6 that I would expecting the most. So I'm gonna be rolling with them. So that's gonna be the Tornado Stereo. Then we have a Mental Herb Tingle, who is again just here for the paycheck. The moveset is not any different, just the item is Mental Herb, just to cover like Taunt from Landorus if it's a defensive set, of stopping me to get up any hazards. Could have also just been Leftovers or Citrus, to be honest, but I opted to go with the Mental Herb because I really wanted to get the spike up as well. Then we have fully physical defensive Citrus Berry Petsurant with Dual Stab and Parting Shot. This is just the Okerbond resist, and also can like take a hit from the Landorus in a pinch if I need to get a slow Parting Shot into my Tornado, for example, which can open up a setup opportunity. So I went with the Sugar Berry. Then we have another Sugar Berry Mon. Funny enough, we have Tinkaton, very speedy one, with Gigaton Hammer, Ice Hammer, Anchor and Stealth Rocks. The Sugar Berry and being very speedy is just me to cover like Landorus in case it's a Sword Stance set, cause that probably is his best breaking set into me, cause like Okerbond technically does have a tough matchup to right away be able to do breaking versus me, even with the fact that if it's like a life orb sword dance set, it can break through its resistance pretty well or do a lot of damage to them. But like naturally right from the hop, Landorus is the biggest threat into me to swap into if it's a sword dance set. So I wanted to make sure that instead of Tinglu having to take a huge earthquake from it and whirlwind it away or ruination it down, I'd rather have a way to aggressively play around it and have Encore plus the Sugar Berry to cover me. And just having a lot of defensive investment also allows me to take a hit better from Okerbond as well. Or even Valiant if it's mixed as well. And then we have Heavy Duty Boots, Dragon Dance, Dragonite. This is here to do both like quote-unquote breaking as well, even though it doesn't have a really strong stab on it. But it's also able to hopefully lure out the Crimsnow and eliminate it and weaken it down, because that thing could run like dual screens on it, and I want to be able to like chip down and weaken the Crimsnow to the point that he can sack it early, so I don't have to worry about potential late game screen to slow down my Tornado Stereo. I want to put the pressure on him to having to bring it down versus Dragonite, and then Brick break it down, and then I have Earthquake and Ice Spinner to cover rest of his guys like Metacross and Landorus most importantly with these two moves. And then we have a Citrus Berry Cloyster coming once again. Once again, Cloyster is coming once again. Last time it was Choice Specs, but now we have Citrus Berry. Because I wanted to have a soft checked into Metacross as well, because Agility Weakness Policy Metacross is a threat to me as well. And this can also provide good amount of like offensive progress for me versus him, because he also doesn't swap into it that well per se if I'm clicking the right move, similar to A12. So I still like Cloyster's matchup, maybe a little bit of Copium once again bringing this guy, but I just like the odds of having this, and just having this for the Metacross was somewhat valuable for me as well. So that's gonna be the team in itself, and now let's go and see how that final game versus Room Raver will go. Alright, we are here with the final battle of the pools, me versus Room Raver. Big stakes, because whoever wins this game has a chance to make to the brackets. On my case, I would guarantee it. For his case, he's giving himself a chance in his final game that he has to still play. After this one, I believe it would be versus Diet Tide. So he brings the big guys, so he has the Iron Valiant, he has Terra Ogrebone, which is obviously gonna be grass, and then he also has Terra Flying on the Glimora. Go with my Cloyster as the lead, Rimsnow lead off the rip. This could be a parting shot lead that he's utilizing. On my case, what do I wanna do here? I could go for a Aura Sphere here. I could also go for a Sludge Bomb that still hits the Ogrebone and Grimmsnow. I think I'll go for the Sludge Bomb for now. Hit what is in front of me. See what he wants to do with this Grimmsnow. Especially since I'm defensive set with it. So any kind of prior damage on it that I could get. I am faster than Grimmsnow, so he's attacking me. Spirit Break. Okay. Which doesn't put me in a citrus range. It does lower my special attack though, but this is good damage on Grimmsnow, because now he will have less opportunities to get up his screens later on. Yeah, I don't think he would want to swapping into his Ogrebone, seeing my Sludge Bomb, so I'm gonna go for a Water Pulse. He does Parting Shot, so I'm -2 now, unfortunately. I could calc that, how much it take. It is the Metacross, okay, so I'm covering a little bit of chip on this. That did a decent amount still. Tinglu could be a decent swapping here. I think I'll just do Tinglu for now. Kinda like reset the minus attacks that I have going on here. Alright, let's go to Mr. Lu and let's see what this Metacross is up to. Is this your rocker perhaps? It is Agility. Okay, so it's probably Weakness Policy set. I think I'll take a turn to get up Base Spike. I should be able to take any one hit just fine, and getting up Base Spike would be nice. Yeah, he does withdraw. Cheeky Landos, which is the Landorus, okay. I am fine with this. It gives me opportunity to get up my spikes here. This could be his rocker as well. Part of me wants to go hard into my Tinkaton, thinking that this is his rocker. Because then I can Encore and lock him into that, and then I can get up my own rocks after. So I think I will do that. It's a very aggressive swap here, but I do think he's gonna go for rocks here. He could also be a setup set, like a Sword Dance or Bulk Up, to try to take advantage of Tinglu. He could also be taunting me, which I guess I did have Mental Herb for, but I do want to see what this guy is up to, especially Stealth Rock, so I could see something. Okay, there's the Sword Dance. I will immediately Encore this. And as long as you're not Mental Herb, you're gonna be locked into this. We go for the Encore. Yep, and now he's locked into this. So now I have a few ways to respond to this. I could go for a hard Ice Hammer here. I could also just go into my Cloyster and go for like a Water Pulse on this Landorus. What are his options to swapping into this? He knows this thing gets Ice Hammer, so one of his swappings could be the Metacross. So getting my Cloyster in front of that would be nice. I think that's the play. We don't know yet if he's swapping out, excuse me, because I was proven to be faster last turn. He does withdraw. Barring Orcabon, I think I'm mostly okay with this. Chicken Wing. Yeah, it's the Metacross. Which will be taking some nice little spikes there. Now, do I want to Water Pulse here raw? Or do I want to go for like Aura Sphere that also hits the Orcabon nicely? So I could honestly go for a Aura Sphere here first. Just to hit the Orcabon harder if it were to swap in. Yep, he's gonna withdraw. Big Tony Valia, that sounds like his Orcabon name. Oh, it's the Crimson. No, never mind. I saw it to turn 1. Okay. But now he would have to Parting Shot again. He would have to Parting Shot again. And now this thing is very low. No, I think Sludge Bomb is actually fine. I'll go for Sludge Bomb. Oh, he goes for Light Screen. Okay. Okay. We see the Light Screen go off. And now it's the Orcabon that comes in. It does take hazard damage. This starts to make me think that it's a setup set, per se. But because the Light Screen up, I feel like that is the play that I have to make. Yeah, I think we go into Dragonite here. Because I don't want him to like set up a Sworn Dance and sit behind a Light Screen and me going to Petsurant on this turn. He does Terralize. So this is confirmed Terralized. As Terralized. Now I can remove the Terra Flying on Climora because it doesn't matter anymore. We see the Speed Boost. And Sword Dance. That's what I kind of figured that would happen here. So here I just wanna Ice Spinner. I think so at least. The other option is just to go for a Brick Break to eliminate that screen. Just to make sure my Petsurant can 1v1 it. So let's go for Brick Break. Petsurant to get the damage on this. He does go for Knockoff. Revealing to have that instead. He's Life Orb on it. Okay. Alright. He's Life Orb on it. I think for now I just go for a Ice Spinner in case he gets greedy. He does go for Play Rough there. He doesn't have any hazards on my side. So I know Petsurant will live this. He's also shown Knockoff and Play Rough, so he shouldn't actually have room slots to hit my Tinkatongue then. Unless he's not just running Ivy Cudgel, which could also be the case. I feel like considering the rest of the team, I may prefer actually going to my Tinkatongue then. I'd rather preserve the Petsurant in case I can use it versus Valiant, because it's gonna be a lot better check to it. I can also get a slow Parting Shot on Landers. But for now, I'll just go for Gigaton Hammer. Ivy Cudgel. We take it just fine. I say fine, we barely lived. But we are able to take it out. There we go. So unfortunately my tech with Mirror Herb versus this Orcabon will not come into fruition, but that's his Terramon gone. And honestly one of the biggest threats into me still, even with Petsurant, because it was like Life Orb setup set. Looks like maxing, which is going to be the Valiant. I could still preserve this, technically. Is that worth it for me? Do I need Stealth Rocks per se? That's really the only thing, or Fast Encore. So in case he would set up, I'm gonna press Encore. He does go for Moonblast. Do we see another Life Orb user? Because I really thought this would be like Life Orb with Shadow Ball or Psychic. We actually don't. He just went for Moonblast. Tornadoes. I'm gonna use Petsurant here. I think I follow up the initial plan just Parting Shotting. Yeah, he's gonna withdraw. That sounds like Climora, yeah. And it will be taking that part. Oh, he's clear amulet. Very cool. Okay, he's clear amulet with it. So he's able to actually go for a mortal spin here. To remove the hazard. So I don't know if I want my Ting Lu per se to come in and take that poison. I think I engage the damage on it. Because he could honestly just go for a mortal spin. He goes for toxic himself. Okay, so his corrosion. I mean, poisoning the toxic in this doesn't really matter as much. I'm gonna be real. But I find that to be very unlikely bring. But I don't know for a fact yet that because it hasn't shown swapping moves yet. I'll just go into Ting Lu here. Stealth Rock. Okay, so he's Toxic and Stealth Rock on this. Yeah, I think I'll just punish him in case he would stay. And if he goes into Landers, I'm not too afraid of that. Famous last words, of course. He does withdraw. Because if he sets up, I have Whirlwind. He does go into the Metacross hard on this. I wanna say I take you out then. Yeah, I take out Metacross there. That's nice. Well, let's see. Okay, he does go into Valiant again. It will be taking spikes. So it's not proven to be Life Orb. Or boosting item, like booster energy, obviously. But if he agilities, I can take one hit. So I think I Earthquake. He does go for Moonblast. That did quite a bit. Are you Specs by chance? In case you would do anything else funny here, I guess I'll go for a Ruination. He does withdraw. Is he going to Lando thinking I swapped? He did. Okay, so this Ruination is fantastic then. Yeah, that is huge, because now it honestly might mean that I don't need to set up a nasty plot anymore. Yeah, I'm just gonna press Whirlwind here and see what happens. He does U-turn. Okay. So it's shown to be Sword Dance and U-turn. Definitely will think Earthquake fits in there as well. But I get a nice Whirlwind off here, so I'm getting a little bit of Spikes chip. Mess around with this. Okay, so Climora has to take a little bit of extra chip, which I guess is nice. And it forces the Lando back in. In case you would Sword Dance in front of my face, I will just Ruination. And he does go for Earthquake. So I would imagine your last move has to be Stone Edge. He's gonna see that I takes the Stealth Rocks. But here, I wanna say simply Icy Wind should take you out. If you're Adamant, this could actually be a throw technically. Let's go for the Icy Wind here. As we Terrorize here. Go for the Icy Wind. And it should take out this Landorus. He is the Yachi. Okay. What do you go for? Earthquake. We live! That's amazing, live there. No, we just go for the Icy Wind again. It should just take it out. Yeah. I'm very paranoid versus Room Raver because I've been hacked before, so that's why I was hesitant clicking 90%, 95% accurate move. But now I have to just regen myself back and remember that Vacuum Wave is a thing. It was part of a big win versus A12. Okay. Screaming to me Vacuum Wave and I have to just... To be honest, if I really want to be cheeky about it, I could always go into my pets around here, but I want to make sure this thing does not have great ways to lock itself into 2 moves. Particularly into a fairy move, I guess, is the main thing that I don't want him to lock itself into, or fighting. I don't see how otherwise you made so much damage to my Tinglu earlier. He may make a very aggressive play and go for like Shadow Ball here instead. Let's see. Alright, we get the Citrus. And what are you pressing? Yeah, Shadow Ball comes off. He makes the aggressive play. And that will just mean a 2-hit KO. But after that, I can just go into Torn. And go for a big move again. Yeah, and Torn should be able to take you out here. Again, you should be specs, and I made this to outpace like max speed, I believe, so I should not be sped crept here. Even aggressively, yeah, max, like I'm basically covering him even a max speed timid. And now Terra Blast looks to be pretty free. He only has Climora left. This should die to this. No, he just stays in. Okay. That should be good game, and I'm able to finally beat the Torn on my side. Pun intended, because Tornado Staring is gonna be ending the game for me. You can give me the slow claps now in the comment section down below, but I'm able to now take in a win over Shroom Raver, who managed to beat me the first 2 times I played him. A part of it was RNG, part of it was honestly like me making small mistakes on top of it, and it was always a really close game and he narrowly got it through. And that is gonna be it for my pool games. As you saw, we did manage to go 2-1, so this means that I'm gonna be playing versus J Ricky for the bracket section in my first game in the top 16. And you get to see that next time, as I'm gonna be uploading from this. And I cannot really say when I'm gonna be uploading it, but I do plan to upload it sooner than later. But for now, I'm gonna let this video to be out there for you guys to catch up with my pool games before I will be spoiling anybody else to the fact that I made to the bracket section in itself. So thank you all for watching, hopefully you enjoyed it, even though it was a little bit a longer video than usual. But until for my bracket game versus J Ricky, I'm gonna be see you guys later.